Okay, so those people who could sleep or couldn't sleep, it's 5:30 in the morning about in America time. Um, Looks like Baruch Hashem, everyone's okay. Then people are able to sleep. Some people are able to sleep. Your jet lag, it's able to sleep. You sleep pretty well. But looks like they attacked Iran, as we all know, and it looks like all the drones coming in intercepted. I think shul right now, I think they actually canceled the minyanim in our shul in Beit Shemesh. Maybe they rescind that, but it looks like the red alert is not there anymore. So I saw a couple of pictures of my granddaughter in Shalim. So it looks like they're out of the mamad. So looks like it's a different day. It's a different world now without a huge threat. Your bully is taken down. The other bullies, you know, look and they kind of reassess your prowess, I guess. So thank God. But I guess it's still times to still give tzedakah. It's still time to say Tehillim. Some people now don't have lights. Some people are stuck in America, perhaps. So we still have we're still in it. We're still in it. But as my brother-in-law when he said to me yesterday, first thing he says as I get into the house in Brooklyn, Behaloscha, your favorite parsha. And I go, yeah, you're right. You're right. That actually got better. It actually got more exciting. This week we came across this huge Marv Shemesh that puts the pieces together. That's kind of what we're really trying to do. You got a lot of great Mefarshim in Behaloscha, with a lot of things to talk about. Yeah, Pesach Sheni, you got Levium, Chatzotros, Lashon Hara, Yam Sabim, Sonim. You got Yisro. You can spend a lot of time talking about Yisro. The upside down nuns. You can go bananas about Eldad and Medad. It's just crazy a crazy amount of things here. The man, the slav. But I love Beloska so much because it's Rav Soloveitchik's audio. Some people listen to it. Some people, I said, listen to it. They don't listen to it. It's okay. Puts all this together in this huge bow, and it's just perfect. Now, Mar Shemesh doesn't tie it all together from start to finish, but he takes a very interesting idea, some of his ideas, and he kind of puts together in a really nice way. Um, the idea of, first of all, we don't know what misonym is. We never really got an idea of complaining. What's misonym? What are they complaining about? Everything, all the other sins the Jewish people do, unfortunately, we really know. They wanted meat. They said it. They want to go Mitzrayim. They said it. Maybe Amalek, when Amalek came, it's a little tricky. Maybe they sinned before, led to Amalek, whatever it is. Um, we know these things. The Gemara talks about why Beis Mikdash was destroyed. So we know these things. But the Torah goes that way. Simsonim is complaining and leads right into food and leads right into Moshe being angry and complaining in this, I can't say bizarre, but it's very unique way that I'm not the mother of these people. Did I bring them up? Did I give birth to them? Which we don't see. We don't see that. We see Moshe getting angry with the water. Moshe never says, these aren't my people. Moshe about the Egel doesn't say this Lashon that I'm not the mother of them. I can't carry them. Like what's that do with anything? Then what's the resolution to have 70 Zakanim? So Moshe Shemesh has very I was gonna say big chiddush, but it's not. It's not a chiddush about food. But we'll get to that in a second. So first of all, use the word misonym is complaining, and he takes the word misonym and uses onen. Onen is sadness. Sadness. A person that has a relative die from an Tzlan, you're an onen. You're an onen. You put different mitzvos until the person's buried. Your state of aninus, as we call it, and can't do anything. Make tefillin, you can't do tefillin, you can't shema, you can't. You're just in a state of sadness. And what's the problem with this? Big deal. People are sad, and the problem is that's a problem. Being sad is a problem. Some people they have some bitterness. Forget about averos, but in mitzvos. Oh my gosh, Pesach sucks. So much work. Hate it. Can't eat these foods. I wish I was Sephardi. So I guess it's cold outside. I got to build this. Don't have a ladder myself. This year I try to use my ladder for the pool, which I don't have anymore. And I reached and my Fitbit smashed. And some people just are bad sadness about mitzvos. And it's not that you're part of mitzvos your whole life. Some people are just sadness and just complaining. And Marv Shemer says this is just a terrible thing. So Misonim complaining, it's sadness. It's literally about sadness that it's causing these things. That's issue A. Issue B is this leap that I thought was a big finish, but it's not. The Rambam talks about this. Prisadik talks about this. Ramchal is food. Some people eat a lot of food and it makes them sad, or they're sad and that's why they eat. It's like the movie. I'm sad because I eat. I eat because I'm sad. You can quote the movie and the person said it. You get 10 points or something. But if you're sad, you want to fill this void, this loneliness. So you're eating, it makes you feel good. Unfortunately, the dopamine, the serotonin, it kind of builds up and it leads you to get more depressed. And people they eat, they don't become happy. At that moment, well, they love it, this and that. Then afterwards, it really causes them to be unhappy, whether they look at their body, whether they're medical, but or psychologically. It leads them literally. Their hormones change and you become sad from it. You have to kind of really be careful what you eat, careful why you're eating, when to say no. Some people are just eating just to pass the time. They want to be part of the conversation, so they're eating to kind of fill the void. And they're not really hungry. They're just eating, and this leads to the sadness. And this is the bridge between being sad and misowning, being in sadness, and leading to this food wanting because they didn't want food. They had the mun. They had their own animals, but to complain about it, wanting more, and they maybe wanted free, but to complain about it, that's something who will feed us meat. We want meat. We want more. We have these cravings, and sadness led to these cravings. And this is something that was interesting. Is that the next piece, which is leads to the interesting dialogue from Moshe and Hakadosh Baruch Hu, something we've never seen before. Moshe gets angry, not too often, but this idea that am I the mother of these people? Did I do this? You're treating me so harshly? These people? So Marva Shemesh has this idea, which we've had a few times, is that the people of the leader have to be connected. Yes, connect to a tzaddik, it's all good and fine, but not just any tzaddik. You want to have your leader someone that has a little bit of baggage. This Gemara says you don't have a parnes al unless they have this shkatzim, Yahurim, the shkatzim on their back. So what does that even mean? You don't want that. The point is, a perfect tzaddik you can't relate to. Yes, I have problems talking shul, lashon hara, whatever problems I have, kalas rosh, not learning, whatever it is. My kids, how do I relate with my children? That you want a leader that went through this. You want a leader that either is struggling through it or can relate to you or has some kind of connection to you. So when I say to the rabbi, I have a problem with, I don't know, come to shul or something, or talking, or whatever it is, getting angry all the time, the rabbi could say, you know what, this is a solution how to do this because I went through this. Or the rabbi could say, I struggle with this myself. Instead of saying, oh my gosh, this rabbi sucks, you're now, you know what, I can really relate to this rabbi. I could connect to this rabbi. Um, A and B, the rabbi's davening for these things. The rabbi's up there and he's saying, davening, Hashem help me. I want to learn better. I want to concentrate better. I want to come to shul. I want to daven better. I want to cut down on lashon hara, whatever the rabbis. And that's going to bring tshuva and awakening of this tshuva to the people. But if the rabbi is perfect, rabbi is perfect, went to all those great yeshivas, he grew up in Flatbush, long beard, um, there's no connection. Yes, he's great, but I've known to inspire me. I've known to connect to, and the rabbi's not going to connect to me in that way. And this is the anger of Moshe Rabbeinu. And this is the comment that he's not my people. Because if there's one person who can care less about the food, about eating meat, is Moshe Rabbeinu. Moshe Rabbeinu was 40 days the 40 nights with no food. And where this furnace says there was some kind of substance, some kind of a spiritual thing. I don't know. Um, he says something, I remember. Moshe can't relate to this. Moshe can relate to anything. Someone doesn't supposed to be lashon hara. I can relate to that. Someone wants to hit someone. I can relate to that. I did that in my life. Someone has a father-in-law. Moshe says, "Oh, you know what? I got married. I got father-in-law issues. Whatever it is." There's one thing Moshe cannot relate to. When someone says, "Even though I have food, I'm going to complain. I want more food," or being in sadness, Moshe cannot relate to this. Is something that Moshe is upset about, which is a big chiddush, I believe, because no one ever says this that I've seen. Um, he's upset because he can't help the people. And sometimes you think about that. Sometimes our kids are going through things. No, I can't help them. Call up Mark. Mark, you know who you are. Call up Mark. Oh, a resume, really good resume. Call up this guy. Call up that guy. Oh, you know what? Speak to your uncle. Sometimes we joke about it. Sometimes we're sad. I really can't help, unfortunately. Sometimes you don't have a good relationship with someone, and you really can't help. Or go through that experience before. Someone has an aliyah experience. I could talk about that. Someone has a problem because they can't understand a certain Dvar Torah in Hasidus or Rav Kook. I can't help you with that. And Moshe was so against him because he spends his life trying to help the people and saving the people over and over again. This is something, and the word that Moshe says, these aren't I can't, I'm not the mother, meaning there's such a disconnect. It's like when I'm related. Yes, my children, and these are my cousins, Levi, and these are third cousins, different Shvatim. These are not we have different DNA. And this is what get Moshe so upset. And the answer to this is to get Zakanim, 70 Zakanim. These people can relate to the people. If people have a problem and people need someone to look up to and someone to dive for to get advice on these matters, you have Zakanim. You'll talk to the Zakanim because Zakanim are like Nevi'im, and the people will relate to the Zakanim. So now there's this intermediary. So this idea of a food, sadness leading to food, food leading to sadness, and being able to connect to someone and someone else to inspire somebody else. These ideas, Moshe just put together. And unfortunately, what he goes on to say is that unfortunately there's still other typos that are there. So even though food leads to a lot of different typos, as you watch these movies about the Roman orgies and things like that, a lot of bad things go on. There's one thing with lashon hara that stayed, unfortunately. So Batishka Aish, the fire went down, the taiva went down, except for the lashon hara part. The lashon hara part, unfortunately, that stayed. As we see the next parsha, which is Miriam and Aaron, and after that is Shlach. So unfortunately, that the meat, immorality, those types kind of quell down. Unfortunately, the lashon hara piece that stayed, and that's kind of really, unfortunately, that's a tough one. The Yaakov talks about that. Everyone says, Zela, lashon hara, those things that unfortunately doesn't go away. We have to kind of keep working on it. So even though some of the types, some of us go away, we're not crazy running after papagayos or pitmaster all the time. But that's kind of what we want, and that's kind of really his idea of the time of the Misonim, the Misavim with Moshe, with lashon hara. And there you go for Behaloscha, 5785. Stay safe. Coach Baruch Hu should take care of his people, Am Yisrael and Eretz Yisrael, and Am Yisrael will be safe. Shabbat shalom.